In every age, there are men who change history. Kings, generals, inventors, conquerors. Their names become legends because they shape the future of entire civilizations. But sometimes, history chooses someone unexpected. Not a hero, not a chosen warrior, not a great mage, just an ordinary man. A man named Kai Mercer, 28 years old, successful enough to survive, unsuccessful enough to still dream of something greater. On Earth, Kai spent his life studying business, economics, and investment. He understood money, he understood people, he understood how civilizations grew and why they collapsed. But none of that knowledge would save him on the day his world ended. The storm arrived without warning. The passenger jet carrying Kai home flew through dark clouds stretching across the horizon. Lightning illuminated the sky. Rain hammered against the aircraft. Passengers exchanged nervous glances. The cabin lights flickered. A flight attendant tried to reassure everyone, but the fear in her eyes told a different story. Something was wrong, very wrong. The aircraft shook violently. A child began crying. An elderly woman started praying. Kai looked out the window. At first he saw only darkness. Then another flash of lightning revealed something terrifying. The wing. It was damaged. A long crack stretched across the metal. For a moment Kai couldn't breathe. His mind raced. This can't be happening. The aircraft dropped suddenly. Screams filled the cabin. Luggage flew from overhead compartments. The pilot's voice echoed through the speakers. Emergency procedures. Remain calm. But nobody was calm. Another violent impact struck the aircraft. Then came the sound. A horrible metallic scream. The sound of steel tearing apart. Kai turned toward the window and watched the wing break away. The entire aircraft began spinning. Passengers screamed. The world became chaos. Kai grabbed the armrests. His heart pounded against his chest. This was it. This was the end. In those final moments, he thought about all the things he never accomplished. The dreams left unfinished. The opportunities lost. The future he would never see. Then everything disappeared. No sound, no pain, no fear, only white. An endless white void stretching in every direction. Kai opened his eyes slowly. He was floating, weightless, alone. There was no sky, no ground, no stars, nothing except endless light. He looked around in confusion. Was this heaven? Was this death? Had he survived somehow? Before he could think further, a voice echoed throughout the void. A voice neither male nor female. Ancient, powerful, beyond human understanding. Candidate confirmed. Kai froze. What? The voice continued. Reincarnation protocol initiated. His eyes widened. Reincarnation. The light around him intensified. Golden symbols appeared in the air. Countless runes spun around him. The entire void began shaking. What is happening? The voice answered. Preparing transfer. Destination selected. World designation Etheria unique skill assignment complete. Unlimited wealth system activated. Before Kai could ask another question, reality shattered. The white void exploded into countless fragments. The world vanished, and darkness consumed him once again. When Kai opened his eyes, he was lying in mud. Cold wind brushed against his face. The smell of smoke filled the air. For several seconds, he simply stared upward. Gray clouds covered the sky. The air felt different, heavy, ancient. Slowly, he sat up, and what he saw nearly broke his heart. A village, or what remained of one. Homes stood partially collapsed. Roofs were burned away. Fields were barren. Dead crops covered the land. The roads were little more than dirt paths, and everywhere he looked, people were suffering. Children with hollow eyes. Elderly villagers too weak to stand. Parents desperately searching for food. The entire settlement looked as if it had already died but somehow continued existing. Kai swallowed hard. What happened here? No one answered. Instead, the villagers simply stared. A stranger had appeared from nowhere, and yet they looked too exhausted to even question it. Then a young girl stepped forward. She couldn't have been older than 8. Her clothes were torn. Her face was covered in dirt. and her eyes carried a sadness no child should ever know. "Mister," Kai looked at her. The girl's voice trembled. "Do you have food?" The question struck him harder than the plane crash. Not because of what she said, but because of how she said it. She wasn't begging. She wasn't crying. She had already accepted disappointment. She expected the answer to be no. Kai's chest tightened, and then a bright golden screen appeared before him, floating in midair, visible only to him, a system window. System initialization complete. Welcome. Host unlimited wealth system, active available balance, infinite gold, infinite resources, infinite construction points. Kai stared, his mouth slowly open. No way. The screen remained. It wasn't disappearing. This wasn't a dream. The little girl looked confused. Mr. Kai glanced at her, then back at the screen, then back at her again. A new option appeared. Purchase item food category available. Kai selected it. Instantly, thousands of food options appeared. Bread, fruit, vegetables, meat, rice, water, everything imaginable. Kai selected bread. Quantity 1,000. Price 0. He blinked. Price 0? Because his balance was infinite. The system accepted the purchase, and suddenly, the sky opened. Golden circles appeared overhead. The villagers gasped. Hundreds, then thousands, of fresh loaves of bread began falling gently from the heavens. Silence. Absolute silence.